It's raw. It's raw every goddamn year.
Yes, Lord.
CIRV'N RAW, goddammit.
Subscribe to CIRV'N IT RAW and let's keep it
all the way funky, uncut, raw. CIRV'N IT RAW, just like my boy Gutter Kane.
Yes, Lord. You done tapped into CIRV'N IT RAW podcast. I'm your host, Gutter Kane, the Gutter Man, the Pyrex Iron Chef. And today, I'm excited to welcome this incredible guest. This talented lady is not only a singer and a rap artist, but she's also a songwriter and a producer. She runs her own company, Dice Entertainment, which features a recording studio, nail salon, hair salon, a tattoo and body art facility, along with a professional photography and videography services. But I want to welcome to CIRV'N IT RAW, LadyDice.
What's up, Gutter King? Thank you so much for having me. This is dope.
Yes,
The
Lord.
snake, I'm loving this. Look at him go.
I know, look, he keeps going around my throat. Hold on. I'm trying to keep him away from my necklaces. And he's an adventurer.
He said nope.
I know. But
Happy
every time
Halloween.
I know I got my little friend with me, Throne.
Grown.
I know, look, he's all over.
That's so dope. I love snakes. I love reptiles.
So how did everything go? Let the concert.
It was so fun. It was probably the most work I've ever put into a show, because it was a Villians themed costume party, and so of course we had to come big with our costumes. I think I had 5 costume changes. It was a lot, but it was so much fun. People came decked out. I didn't know how, it was a little earlier in the month, so it was really fun. I didn't know exactly how it was going to turn out, and it ended up being a blast.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna dive into some of these questions. I have
Okay.
stuff to discuss with you. I want to give you your we're gonna talk about giving you your flowers. So that's gonna be something. We're gonna talk about your accomplishments. Basically just let the viewers and listeners get to know LadyDice, everything that you bring into the table musically.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All righty. Well, the first thing I like to start with is where do you hail from? So where are you from?
I'm from Southern California. I was born in Riverside, lived all over Southern California. And then I moved up here to the Pacific Northwest about 13 years ago.
Okay.
There we go. Yes, so Southern California.
All right. Now, I want you to start with, because I'm going to go back. I want to go
Oh,
back.
no.
Yeah, I want to go back to right before. So before you were doing music,
Mm-hmm.
you were an artist. You did graphite drawings.
Yeah, I still kind of do in behind the scenes, but yeah, I love to draw.
Okay, and as well, you were a model.
Yes, I started LadyDice, the persona started as a pinup model. Yep. I worked for a pinup group that would write to soldiers overseas, and we'd send them care packages and just do fun little events. And yeah, it just kind of started that way. And I always wanted to do music. I think I was a little scared to dip my toes into it, to actually do it. Yeah, and it just kind of grew. I didn't even try or expect it to. Of course, when you don't try, that's when it starts going. But yeah, I've gone through a lot of phases. I still kind of do all that stuff though, just behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how has your very musical background shaped your distinctive sound and songwriting approach within the hip hop genre?
If you listen to like any of my albums, I am put into the hip hop genre. I love hip hop. I rap. But there's also songs where I completely sing that are acoustic, that are completely different vibes. I always say that my musical influence is across so many genres, right? So I think I bring that into my music now. If you look at this Villians EP that I just put out, it's a hip hop album, but I mean, I pulled from my love of Disney, my love of my background, the things I loved growing up. I don't box myself or try and be anything that I'm not. So I take my experiences growing up, being a kid, the influences that I have, and you're not going to hear me talk about things that don't apply to my life. I'm going to be talking about things that I can really relate to. So, you know, it comes easy because I pull from everything.
Okay. I can see that too. And I like how you did the theme of this one. Because this is more like a Disney villain theme EP.
Yeah, and Wizard of Oz is not Disney, so technically, and for copyright purposes, this has nothing to do with Disney at all. It has only to do with the books. Okay, but
Okay, guys.
but yeah, I always grew up loving Disney. I actually did a lot of theater. I do acting. I wrote a play that I toured. A lot of people don't know that. There's like a lot of different facets to me, and yeah, I just kind of decided that I wanted coming into Halloween. So if you're an Oz fan at all, you know that Wicked is coming out next month, and that is a huge deal for anyone that cares about Wizard of Oz. And so I just thought it was the perfect time to let's put out these fun songs. Yes, it's aggressive. It's an aggressive EP. I'm coming from the perspective of Villains, so duh. And yeah, I decided to just go all out. Like, you know, the video that we just dropped for Brick by Brick.
Mm-hmm.
I really played on the story that I drew from, you know, which was also kind of scary, changing up a really, really popular story, but I'm sure we'll get into that later. But yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah. All right. So now what themes and messages do you strive to express through your empowering tracks? Because you got a lot of empowering tracks, which I'm gonna touch on here in a minute. Your next one.
If you want me to be honest, I think almost every song I make is empowering, even if it's sassy, even the sassiest song that you can hear. You know, even this song's about villains. Yeah, I'm aggressive, but I'm stepping into my own confidence. I'm not letting people affect me. I'm moving forward no matter what. You keep pushing no matter what people do. So I feel like I try to have a message in every single song that I make. And it pulls from a lot of things. I really strive to push for body positivity, for diversity, for young, and I'm not just women, but this is because this is my experience, you know, our younger generation, to look at people who are making it, thinking they have to fit a certain stereotype, a certain look, act a certain way, push a certain agenda. So that's really what I'm trying to push. Just like, be yourself unapologetically, love yourself. You're freaking badass, even if it's not what society may say is. Like, I'm weird to a lot of people. A lot of people don't get me, but the people that get me, get me. And I'm here for that, you know?
Your most empowering track would probably be Scars.
That's the most important song I've ever written, in my opinion.
Okay. Now, in what ways has the success of that song influenced your career path and your relationship with your audience?
It changed everything, man. I get to go to schools and perform for kids and speak to them. I've performed that song, and I usually go to continuation schools where kids are getting in trouble. And I stay and have lunch with them. I sing to them, talk to them, have Q&As. And that song, I have received messages from all over the world saying I have saved their life with that song. So to me, I'm like, I've made it. Like, that's it. That's it to me. The money, anything else on top of that is amazing. But this to me is what it's about. And yeah, that song changed my life. It really, really drove, because I put that song out when I was a really young artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of was trying to find my sound and, you know, thinking I kind of had to fit certain personas. And I realized, like, that was the first song I wrote 100% from here. And that was the first song that people just like latched. And I started seeing how you can heal people with music. And yeah, so it changed everything. It changed everything.
You remember that song by TLC, Unpretty?
Yeah, I love that song. Yes.
Those two songs.
I used to like cry and sing that song when I was young. That's exactly the shit I'm talking about.
Okay. When I heard that song, I listened to your song Scars in the car driving, and I was like, damn, like, I haven't had that type of emotional feeling when it came to a song since hearing that song back then in the 90s. And I was just like, damn. Like,
that's a huge compliment, because that song really did affect me. That was like, there are certain songs and certain groups that was my, you know, growing up era. That was definitely, they were a huge influence on me. So, and that song specifically.
Did you run into, so I saw a picture where
just kidding. It wasn't me.
Well, it was an older picture next to your new picture, and the older picture, you might have had a sense of depression. The
Oh, my
picture,
glow up.
but then the picture to the right was more of a glow.
Yes.
So based off of me seeing that picture, as well as the song Scars, did you deal with like bullying and that type of
Yeah,
stuff back then?
I did. That's not necessarily why I wrote Scars, but
Okay.
I feel like anything that you hear in my songs that I talk about, I'm not necessarily the best if someone sits down and they're like, tell me what I should do, give me advice. Like, I don't always know the right things to say, but I feel like I'm able to do that in my music because I do feel that way a lot. There's moments when I have been in severe depression, when I have felt suicidal, when I have felt a lot of these things. And I do remember back to certain songs like Unpretty, all these, some people would hear that song and not think anything of it. They just click, it's not their vibe. But some little girls cry in the bathroom when they listen to it. Like, and it helps them. It makes them feel like not alone. So I don't know. It's just, I just want to do that for other people.
That's what's up. You got a big heart.
It's painful a lot of times. It's a blessing and a curse, but we got to be here to do it. You know what I mean?
Okay. How do your collaboration with other artists, like those on your debut album Beast, amplify the overall impact of your music?
I just love, I love working with other artists in general. They're always going to think of something you didn't think of. I am such a, people always ask me, what genre are you? And I'm like, yes, I don't know. I'm a little bit of everything. So I find myself working with artists that are all so different. And it's just so cool. One of my latest features was VZ. And I know you had him on here, right?
I've had VZ on here.
Have you ever had
twice.
VZ? Yeah.
I've had VZ on here twice. I've had him on here. I did an interview and then I had him on here as a guest.
Yeah, exactly. So I love VZ. He is so talented. That man is such a well-rounded artist. Like, I'll sit here and he'll play his music for me and I'm like, I need to get to fucking work. Let's go. Like, I need to do something because he is that. He is so, you'll listen to one song and he sounds like this and the next song you're like, wait a minute, this is the same guy. Yeah, so I'm kind of picky about my features. You'll see I don't have many. So I am picky about who I work with. Like, you got to inspire me. I want you to make me feel like I need to get up and go right after I hang out with you.
Well, I'm going to tell you the same thing I told him. I think y'all should do a duo or at least a collaboration.
Like an EP or something?
Either an EP together or an actual duo, like a group.
That would be cool. I actually never even thought about that.
Yeah.
We have I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. I won't say the names, but we have 5 songs recorded together already. He's going to start dropping them and they're so good. They're so good. Beezy brings a whole different artist out of me, by the way. I always say, because he writes nasty shit. And then he's like, you want to get on this? And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I got to match that energy.
But y'all both, y'all killed the Lions Den song.
Yeah, but see that I led that. That was the song that I already had on this weird beat. And I'm like, VZ, throw a verse on it. So then he sends me songs that he's written. And if you listen to VZ's music, he's a different kind of artist than me, but it's been great because he pulls a whole different side of me out and I love it. These songs that are going to come out here soon are fire. Some of my favorite songs I've ever featured on.
Okay. I can't wait to hear that shit because like I said, y'all two.
And they're all different vibes, all of them.
Happy Halloween. Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Now, so now what obstacles have you encountered? Because did you shift from doing classic rock, punk rock, and metal to hip hop, or you were just familiar with all those genres?
So when I started young, I grew up, my dad listened to a lot of oldies and Motown, and my mom listened to classic rock and the Beatles and things like that. So that's my younger influence. And as I got older, there was metal, punk, hip hop, but it was not what I thought was going to be my journey. That's, I've always listened to it, always liked it, but I didn't know I could rap. I didn't know, it's not like I was a little kid trying to learn how to do it. I knew I was going to be a performer. I always knew I was going to be a singer. I've always had a wide variety of genres I listened to. I wanted to be in a metal band. I loved the idea of, I just have too pretty of a voice. It just wasn't for me. And I remember I had a buddy he was a rapper, and he was like, yeah, I know you can sing. I sing karaoke. I think I sang karaoke in front of him once. And he's like, you should just feature on this song. And I'm like, okay, I'll do it. We did 2 songs together, and I had a fan base. And that is literally how it started. So I just kind of fell into it. Again, always loved it, always listened to it, just never saw it for myself. And it just happens. When I was young, I still have I love it though. There's riffs and things from these classic rock songs that I now put into hip hop. I utilize the things that, I mean, I don't know if you're familiar with Evanescence. Evanescence, there's a group and Amy Leeds, she's a singer. I take riffs from this beautiful singing music that I'll use in hooks for songs that I rap. Do you know what I mean? But hip hop, when I'm driving around, it's either oldies or hip hop. It's pretty much, and it's some crazy shit. It's shit that is not relevant to my life. We drive around, listen to Young Dolph and Key Glock and Moneybag Yo on my way to Target.
Look, that's what makes you such a superstar, though. Is the fact that you combine both of them. See, Pacific Northwest had a hip hop sound, with Sir Mix-a-Lot, but then Nirvana overshadowed that. Okay, and I've always said this, that if the Northwest really wants to create a sound for its area, they have to find some type of way to mix in rock, the grunge, with hip hop.
That's really smart.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like you're the only artist that I can really see that's actually doing that. And I just feel like that's probably why your fan base, that's one of the reasons, obviously, your personality and other things that come with it, your songs and stuff like that. But I could just tell that's something that they can resonate with both, because it's something different to them.
And I see that you can go through my comments or on my lives and you're like, holy shit, these people are all so random. We have this, old lady from over here who's she's like, I'm 70 and I only listen to country, but I love your music. And then we have you look out into the crowd, it is the biggest melting pot of people. And I really try to drive that home in my shows too. At the end of the day, we are in this together, whether we like each other or not. That's why I love seeing the audiences the way they are, because I want everyone to hear what I have to say. And at the end of the day, this divide and conquer shit is really working. And I think that I'm just trying, if I can, even a little bit with my music, just bring people together. And because at the end of the day, if we could strip down all the titles and everything and sat down and just had conversations, we'd probably agree on a whole lot more than people realize. But,
I can see that.
Yeah. So I do, though, because I do think that if you listen to an album, if you don't, you're not a huge fan of rap, there's a song here that you might like. If you're not really into, just acoustic and you're only, I think that there's something for everyone, I guess is what I'm trying to say in my music.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, you're able to touch on it from different angles. And like I said, you have a hell of a fan base. I am not going to lie.
I love my fans.
You put up on Facebook to follow the CIRV'N IT RAW page. And I got I don't know, 10 plus followers just from that. You know what I'm saying?
Good job, guys.
Yeah, just from that post. And I was like, damn. I'm like, okay, they really love her.
All right, fan base, you heard it. That's a challenge. I need you guys to all go follow him right now and show him how we really do it. Okay, go do it right now. Okay, sorry, continue.
Okay. So I'm glad we actually brought this up, because that's actually gonna be the next thing I was wondering is how crucial is social media in your rise of prominence? Because what type of tactics do you employ to, effectively connect with your fan base?
My God, people always ask me this, and it's just probably the most annoying answer ever. I love my fans so much, and that's why I stay and I have to do social media. That's the way that I connect with them. I do find, though, that I get so stuck in the moment. I'm not always on there as much as I should be. So when I do get on, I try really hard to interact with my fans. They get me. I feel like my fans really get me. They know I'm a mom. They know have businesses. I have a nonprofit. I do all this stuff. But yeah, social media, I have a love-hate relationship with it, because I also see what it's doing to the mental health of our youth. And it's changed so much. And I can tell it what it does to me. You know, sometimes I'll be so excited about something, ready to put something out, and then I don't get the response that I thought. And all of a sudden now I'm feeling different about what I just put out, when in reality that shouldn't even, you know, and I feel like that really does that for everybody. You put a picture up and you're instantly just waiting to see what kind of approval you get versus, I love this picture, I want to put it up. So it is hard for me. I definitely struggle with it. I think it pulls me from work, it pulls me from but it is my only connection personally to my fans. So I do my best to stay on and do it. But at the end of the day, I have to also realize, if it weren't for the internet, if it weren't for social media, I would not be doing this. Suga Boom Boom, the song that I am known for, I was featured on DL Downer's song, Suga Boom Boom, has close to 100 million views across the collective platforms. It virals at least once a year in a different country. So I think it's with anything in life, there's good and bad. It can be used for good, used for bad. I've just kind of been seeing a lot more of the bad, you know, since probably the pandemic on. It's just been a lot. But again, the good side, it is my connection to the people, my fans I love and appreciate. So here I am.
Okay. How did you hook up with Lions Den though, in that situation? Like,
I love all of my people over there in Bremerton. I just cannot even tell you. They inspire me so much. I just love all of them. So Doc Blackwell, who runs Lions Den, the man, I have been friends with Doc for years on Facebook. I think still back when I was still touring with Downer, Suga Boom Boom days.
mhm.
And we just kind of have always supported each other. He's such a hustler. He does such amazing things with you know, the resources he has. He doesn't just do music. He has the nonprofit. He has all these things that I care about. So for me, that was crazy to see, like, wait, you're involved in music, but you actually take this and use it towards good, towards helping your community, helping people, so I was like, man, I love that. So we just kind of loved on what we were doing for a long time. And then he was working with an artist on his label, and he hit me up one day and he was like, hey, there's this song, I want you to listen to it, we would love for you to feature on it. And I remember being like, oh God, because I really appreciated him. I'm like, shh. I turned down features left and right because I just, please be good, please be good, please be good. So I go and I listen to it, and it was so fire. I did Elevate with Jordy Sam, and
Yep.
I still, to this day, I love that song so much. And it's just kind of been history ever since then. He brought me out to do a show there at the Slippery Pig. And just ever since then, we do everything together. VZ, Doc, me. It's been a really, really, really amazing ride. It's been a couple years now. I think his first time he came to a show out here was in 2019. And we got a picture, and I just got another one from the other night. I'll have to show you them. But yeah, he's an incredible man, and he cares about the right things. And so it makes it really, really easy to want to support him, want to attach myself to him, help grow what he's doing in any way. Every time I go there, there's something life-changing that happens. So
Okay. Doc is a hustler and shit. A phenomenal hustler.
The biggest hustler I've ever met in my entire life.
Yeah. When he told me about you, it was the same situation, because he said that he was attracted to your hustle. You know, and I was like, and then when he told me that you had Dice Entertainment and that you had the building, and then he was like, yeah, man, she had a tattoo spot in there, she had a nail salon and a hair salon and a recording studio and shit. And I was like, all in the same building? He was like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, I did and changed a lot with that building. That building went through so many different phases of things. And now it's a complete tattoo shop. There's 8 tattoo artists in there. I have the studio somewhere else. I'm getting like, there's a whole lot that is going to be changing, and I can't say a whole lot about it, but big changes are going to be coming in my life here soon. Good things, growing things, expanding things. But,
now, do you have Dice Entertainment in Oregon, or is in Washington?
So Dice ENT is kind of like the umbrella of everything. Dice ENT was in charge of Dice Inc., which is a tattoo shop. LadyDice LLC, it kind of is the hub for all of it. When I first opened that shop, we'd have the hair, nails, tattoos, and all of that. It just kind of has progressively changed. I wish that I could tell you more about my future plans. We're going to have to come back on and do this again when I'm allowed to.
Okay.
I don't want to be so cryptic. But yeah, a lot of really cool things going on in that avenue of my life that we're going to be talking about very soon.
Okay.
I hate to be so cryptic, but.
No. It's understandable, because there are certain things that's going to start rolling out for a lot of artists. and I know a lot of time they it's like, hey, it's a certain time that they can really present that stuff. You know,
I know you're like, but there's something happening. I swear.
And it's been lovely. How many a boy died? I know I'm one. Well, just like they say it takes two to tango, but I dance just fine on my own. You said I was a lot to handle. Well, fuck it then, I guess it's time for me to go. Cause it was me, felt everything, and you fall for nothing. You cheated and I pleaded, yeah, I shrunk myself down to something that I don't recognize. I had to fall to meet your level, had to cut myself down to size. While he was cheating, I was fighting, he was sleeping, I was crying, and the whole time I was pleading, he was fleeing. Until one day I realized, whoa, maybe I'm not too much to handle. Maybe you're just not the one. I used to picture wedding bills, and now I just stare at the sun. I watch it fall from the sky every night, yeah, I watch it meet the earth, and I'm doing it on my own. Cause even by myself, I don't feel quite as low as I did with you. As I did with you. Oh, yeah, I could fuck myself, I could feed myself, pay for myself, I could love myself. It's me, myself, and I. Cause there's nothing worse than falling in love with a well-dressed lie. And I'm gonna trust my gut next time. Red flag after red flag, but I look the other way. I shut down my intuition and fell into blind faith. And that shit's on me, but don't worry, I forgave myself for that. Oh, yeah, it's hard to blame the prey for walking in a well-placed trap. Oh, it's been months since we called it quits. I still find myself staring at the phone, waiting for a call. So what do? I throw that bitch against the fucking wall, cause I could buy another one. Change your number, raise your standards, draw your boundaries, make the cut, level up, let those standards fill your cup. Cause baby girl, you're so much more than they gave you credit for. Oh, so maybe I'm not too much to handle. Maybe you're just not the one. I used to picture wedding bills, and now I just stare at the sun. I watch it fall from the sky every night, yeah, I watch it beat the earth, and I'm doing it on my own. Cause even by myself, I don't feel quite as low as I did with you. As I did with you. Oh, yeah, I could fuck myself, I could feed myself, pay for myself, I could love myself. It's me, myself, and I. And I promise myself that I'm gonna trust my gut next time.
Bitch.
all right, and we are back. Okay, now this is my favorite topic. What is your top 5 favorite rappers, dead or alive? And for the women, I allow you to do either 5 women and 5 men, or you can mix them up. It's on you. It's a courtesy. So you can do it however you like.
I don't know why I didn't think about you asking this question, because I'm gonna give you my top that I'm listening to right now, okay? Because
Yeah, that's what it would be. Your
it's
top
so
five.
hard, yeah, to choose of all freaking time. Like,
I wouldn't have you do that.
okay, so I'm a huge fan of Joyner Lucas. I love Joyner Lucas. Okay,
Okay.
I
Shout out to
love
Joe
him.
Lucas.
Most of the, I have really, like I told you earlier, Moneybag Yo, Key
Okay.
Glock, Young Dolph, like that is the shit I'm on right now.
That's four.
But there's a lot more, like, I mean, there's a lot of really influential rappers that are a lot more influential than them, and I do know that, but that is definitely my vibe lately. And then there's sometimes it's just like straight R&B. And then women, like I love Nicki, I love Cardi, I love everything they're doing. You know what I mean? It's so hard for me to say like what's the best. It's like saying your favorite fruit. I love so much fruit. You know, I think that there really is, and again, this isn't like the most heartfelt reason, but like what Cardi and Nicki and all these women are doing in rap right now is so freaking important. A lot of men, it shakes them up a little bit because they're doing the same shit that men have been doing forever. If you listen to E40, you listen to Too Short, they've been doing this shit.
Yeah.
It's because they're women. And I think that even though people get offended maybe by their message, I see what they're doing. And I think it's a big thing, a big step for women. And so for that reason, I think the women in hip hop, Glow, all the ones that really are shaking people up, it's like, why? They're just expressing things as women that men have been expressing in this genre forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a sign of growth. So I really am just loving that whole vibe. And out of those, I can't decide if I like Nicki or Cardi more. I hate having to decide, but I kind of think I'm going with Cardi actually.
I like Cardi's personality.
She's important, I think, to again, she's a character. I know that she's a lot, but so are so many people. So many people are just like her that feel like they either can't express themselves, they're not represented. She is, and you know, me and Doc talk about this with Sexy Red even. She is representing a group of people that it's like, it's important that everyone is represented. And the things she's saying, like a lot of people feel that way. And watching these women come up, keep pissing people off, man. Keep doing it because means we're doing something right. I think we're moving fast. Women in hip hop are going crazy right now.
Oh yeah. It's y'all time.
Going crazy.
It's y'all time.
I don't know if I really answered your question or if that was just a very roundabout way of answering it. I'm not sure.
You gave me four.
I'll give you my fifth, and it's gonna sound kind of like, oh, okay, everyone says this, but like my reasoning. So obviously we all know Tupac is so influential, right?
Yes.
So I knew of Tupac when I was young, but it was like not something I super understood until I started getting older. And I'm finding like even now, he as an artist, his music, it almost, I mean, to me, because I wasn't really around back then, knowing what he was going through, like it is so relevant to everything that is going on now. His music is so timeless and it connects to, it's like almost like he could see into the future. Like he was just such an incredible artist. And the way you could show a kid his music now, and it's just like they're hearing a whole new, it's so relevant. It doesn't sound like he's talking about things back when he wrote it. And I just think there's something amazing about artists who can have music like that. It's absolutely timeless. His music will never die. And I feel like as society changes, as everything changes, like it still goes with everything. And that's like, to me, the sign of a true artist. Like
Okay.
it's incredible to me.
So should I put Tupac as at 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put him there.
Okay. All right. What type of insights can you give like new artists, like new musicians? Like what type of insight can they gain from your journey in music?
I think that really realizing like why you're doing what you're doing is really important. You know, if you're just doing it for fame or you're just doing it for this, that, you know, I can't really help you there. I don't know what that's about, but you have to know what you're in this for. I had the chance to go sit in New York in Roc Nation. I had to sit down with the label. And I walked away from that meeting cured of ever wanting that level of fame. We can get into that someday.
Yeah, what happened?
It's just, You really realize that if you're going to get that level of fame, the machine, as they call it, you have to change a lot about yourself. You're going to be, the questions they were asking me really, really made me understood. No shade to Roc Nation. You guys do your thing. It's just, it really made me realize, because we talk about having so many different lanes, right? Yeah. One of the first things they said, they were like, well, in this song, you're almost giving like a Cardi Nicki vibe. In this song, it's almost like country. We need to pick a vibe. We need to pick a lane. And I'm like, no, like that doesn't make sense to me. And he's like, but no one's really doing this. I said, say that again, slow. Nobody. Say that one more time slow and make it make sense to me. So when we left, it was cool though. Like, mad respect to the person who I spoke with. He's pretty well known. I'm not gonna say his name, but we're still cool. But yeah, they used the example of like Katy Perry. They were like, when Katy Perry came to us, she was this Christian singer and and look at what we made her. I said, this is exactly what whether I'm a Christian, like Christian music or not, like that is what she does. That's what she came out with I Kissed a Girl was her first song. Yeah. They completely changed everything about her. They asked me, how do you feel about people writing your music? How do you feel, all of these crazy things that I'm just like, that's my artistry. I would rather be completely independent. I still have people writing me, telling me I've saved their life all over the world. I can keep my masters. I own all my own shit. I think that just really knowing that this isn't the 90s, 2000s, you do not need a label. Independent is the way to go. Get you a good team that believes in you. Surround yourself with a bunch of hustlers because you will not mess up quicker than surrounding yourself with people that are not ready to work. Mm-hmm. And you can do it yourself. We have social media at our hands. We're able to edit our own videos. Not saying you shouldn't still utilize artists for this, but I'm just saying we can do so much now. You don't need a label to give you a check when now we know it's just a freaking loan with high interest. They're giving artists signing bonuses and they think they can go buy houses and cars. And no, that's you're supposed to be paying for your music videos, you're paying all that money back with interest. So then these artists get stuck in these deals. Then they get shelved, can't do anything with their music. I just really want people to know you can do it yourself. You do not need to change yourself for anybody. And literally, you just have to be ready to work. And a lot of people want this without understanding what goes into it. And it is work.
Okay. So you like the freedom that you get from being independent compared
to that, and more like the freedom of realizing what you have in you. Because I thought growing up, again, I thought you had to get discovered. You have to get signed. And back in the day, it kind of was like that. But now, if you hustle and you learn how to play the game, you can do it on your own. Tech9 is a very good way of showing that. Snow the Product, another amazing example of that. They all do all this on their own and they're going crazy and they get to retain their artistry. They get creative freedom. And the one thing I actually was just talking to Frankie, he's part of Lion's Den too. He came up to Ben to perform at this last show. He's incredible too. I was just trying to talk. I said, I remember when I went to New York and someone asked me, he goes, all right, what's, if you could imagine the biggest show, you've made it. What is your biggest show? I said, Madison Square Garden. They said, what does it look like? And I start describing the show to him and he goes, okay. He goes, so why aren't you trying to do that? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, you told me you want visuals. Why aren't you getting a TV screen? You said you want dancers. Do you not know people that you could teach to dance? And it hit me. He was like, you should be trying to be the artist you want to be right now. And so I remember thinking I like the Lady Gaga type over the top sets. So maybe I can't do that right now, but you're going to see at the show, we have huge paper mache mushrooms we made for it. We have this screen. I got dancers. I may not be able to be doing it Beyonce getting ready for Coachella. I watched that documentary and it changed everything. That's why I got a Goon Squad because of that documentary. My girls who tour with me.
Yep, shout out to
the Goon Squad. Oh my God. I love them so freaking much. I love them so much. But yeah, so that's it changed my brain chemistry forever because I'm like, why am I not trying? So that's why you look at my shows. I have visuals every time. I have dancers every time. We have costume changes because it may be a smaller version of what I imagine, but it's what I'm actively working towards my dream, not just something that it may be way up here, but I'm striving for it all the way down here. And it really, and people always say, I never see artists that put this amount of effort into their shows. I mean, I think people just don't realize, because it took someone saying that to me, like, you can do that, right? You want dancers, go hit up the college, go hit up you want, someone to come, go hit up videographers and photographers that are in school still. There's a lot of options, but it's a hustle. You have to get up and you have to go and do it, but you can. And so that's really what I want people to think about. Are you actually striving to be your end goal? You may not be that overnight, but are you doing everything that you can to step your way up there? Don't wait for a label to do that for you. Don't wait for anyone to do that for you, because as of now, these days, they want proof of brand. They want to see what you're doing works. Don't wait for someone to come and find you. Do it. Hustle. Do what you got to do, because it's honestly, we have so much more power than it seems. Yes, we may not get the machine, but I don't know that we want the machine, y'all. I don't know that we want the machine.
I like your professionalism. I especially when it comes to your performances. You have a level when it comes, so that's professional, that when I watch other up and coming, especially like local artists and stuff like that, but the stage presence is not the most professional, and people have an issue with that. It's like if you're rapping and somebody else is feeling your song that and they just jump on stage with you, to you as a rapper, you may feel like, oh, that's my partner, like I know him and he's vibing to my song, but from the crowd, it just looks unprofessional. So,
well, not only that, but they're paying to come see you. A lot of these people are so excited. I mean, you just I don't know. I feel like there's so many levels of respect that come with shows. When a performer performs over their vocals, I feel like that is the biggest slap in the face to the audience ever. I always tell everyone, right? So the perspective I give, I'm like, imagine you go to watch someone do a live painting, right? You're sitting there and they turn the canvas around and it's fucking on there. That's what you're doing to the audience. It's already painted on there. What are they there for?
yes.
You will see me sweat. You're going to see me. I mean, I sing, I dance, I do my hooks, I do everything, and I eat tacos, so a bitch is out here working. So I just feel like you have to show respect. People travel to come see you. They're coming to see a live show. Put time and effort into it. And then I mean, it's just reinforced every single show when I get off and there's just like this person crying. This is my first show. This was so amazing. I literally know they're going to remember me for the rest of their life, period. And that is so huge to me. I don't know. I just care a lot. I care a lot about people. I think music is just a tool for me to connect with them. It's something I was blessed with. But it's just a part of it.
Yeah. See, people before, when they used to bounce out your track and they do a performance track, it used to be they would keep your chorus in there and you add.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. Chorus and backups. Yeah. Your punches.
Yep.
That's it. That's what I do.
Else was straight.
Because they're like, well, what if I lose my place? Then you better know your punches. Because when you hit your punch, you jump back in. And then artists don't realize, listen up, artists, when you have a backing track, when you're in your car, this is a good example. You're in your car and you're singing to the music. It is giving you this safety net where you think you sound good. And there was an artist recently, I was just loving their performance, and the music went off and you could only hear him singing. And he sings amazing, but he had a backing track and he was really loosely singing to it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it takes away everything that is beautiful about your voice. So I don't know. People would much rather you hit a wrong key, let your voice crack, be out of breath. Give them a live experience, and it's way cooler for you too. I promise. Oh, yeah. And everyone notices. We notice. We all notice.
I agree 100%. And for artists that think they're like, oh man, I don't want to mess up and shit, I've seen Tupac mess up during a performance where
That's what makes it beautiful.
Yeah. He was rapping Shed So Many Tears. And he finished rapping the first verse and he got ready to rap the second one, but the cadence is similar. he started rapping the first verse again. He just stopped the song and went to his next one. Like,
and here you are, how many years later, still talking about that, because that is a real ass moment. That is something that audience got that no one has ever gotten. And that's what I really want people to realize. Like, these shows is your time to intimately connect with your fans. You're going to have people that have never seen you before. I get so many new fans. I love festivals, car shows, things like that, because it's always random people that don't know who I am. And that's your chance to just latch on to all these people and you get to latch onto I don't know. It's just a really missed opportunity. And it's very unprofessional. People, it looks like you just don't care.
you have had some performances where you you had like established artists like Tyga and Devin. And so how is performing alongside those type of artists enhance your artistic growth?
So for Tyga, that was a huge opportunity for me. I found out like the night before I was performing. They were like, "Do you want to open up for Tyga?" I was like, "What? Yes, I do." I mean, I can't even remember how many years ago that was, but I still have people that write me about that show. I gained so many fans. And that's the thing you need to realize. Like, every show you have is an opportunity for you to not, gain fans, but to spread your message, whatever that is. I mean, and if you're not proud of your message and don't care, then that's one thing. But like for me, that's everything for me. Devin the Dude was dope. I actually smoked his first ever. I brought a cross joint and smoked it with him. It was his first time ever smoking. I have a video. I'll try and get it to you.
Yeah,
Of us smoking
Devin
together.
is down to earth. Devin is.
He is so cool. The Loonies, I got to perform with them. They actually asked me if I would perform. I got 5 on it with them, so I actually got to perform it and sing the hook.
Oh shit!
That was one of the coolest moments in my career. That was so cool. Yeah, I got to tour with DL Downer. I've got to do a lot. Baby Bash. Yeah, I've really got, and that's all, just so many different genres, so many different walks of life, I should say. Yeah, it's just incredible every time. I've been doing this for over 10 years and I'm not used to any of this still. The fans, the love, I'm blown away. Like when I do my lives and people are like, "I'm watching from Scotland. I'm watching from it just blows my mind. Still, I'm not used to it at all. I hope I'm never used to it.
No, look, you gotta your persona is like so fucking off the charts. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the best way I can explain it. It's like it's just so it's gravitational.
Thanks.
Yeah, your personality is really like that. Like, even when I see your lives myself, which, speaking of Villain, because that was the last live I saw where you were actually you were talking about the release. But what inspired the idea behind your new EP? Like, what inspired Villain? What made you come up with that? Like, okay, because you did Beast, you've been putting out singles, now Villain.
So I actually have a whole album done already. We're just strategically putting things out. But this Villains EP, the last couple years, I've gone through a really big transition with friends, work, just a lot of things, and really calling it your villain era sounds corny, but there's like a point in time when you have to just stop caring about what people think about you and step into yourself and stop caring and just do what you got to do to get where you got to go. The video for Brick by Brick, it just kind of shows like the girls talking about me in the beginning, painting me as this green, horrible witch. And I'm just like, me, right? And as time goes on, I'm like, you know what? You want to paint me as a witch? That's exactly what the fuck I'm going to be then. And that's kind of what that song is. But at the end, I get what I want and I throw my hat off. I don't need to be the witch anymore. So sometimes, I tried to pose the question, one, the villains that we know and love, are they only a villain because we heard it from the perspective we heard it from? Are you not a villain to somebody? In someone else's perspective, are we not all a villain? And what does it take to push someone into their so-called villain stage? So I took a few different perspectives for one, like the Maleficent song. It has to do with relationships. If you follow the story of Maleficent, they did her villain story and her heart was broken. So one of the songs is like a heartbreak song from her, and I'm using the perspective of her. Another one is Alice in Wonderland. I'm coming from the perspective of the Red Queen and Queen of Hearts while applying it to things that have happened in real life for me. And it's not just one specific person or one specific group, but I do like to tell anyone, they're like, who's the White Rabbit? Who are you talking about in Brick by Brick? And I said, whoever watches these videos and hears these songs and says, damn, is she talking about me? Yes.
Y'all heard it here. She was talking about y'all asses.
Yes. If you are wondering, then the answer is most likely yes.
I love it. That was a good concept.
It was a release. I try really hard to stay positive and be bubbly and happy, you know, but I'm also human, and there definitely is a whole other side for sure. And sometimes music is my outlet. So I kind of had a few aggressive songs in a row, and I'm like, ooh, let's make this something. And again, I was into theater. I was really into Disney and all those things when I was young. So I just thought it was a really cool way to present this aggressive era that I was going through.
Okay.
It was a release for me.
Do you have a name for the actual album? Or can
It's Villians. Oh, the actual album.
The album? No, yeah, not the EP, the album. You said you have an album.
I am going back and forth between two, and I can't tell you, but I will tell you it's 16 songs.
16 songs. Okay. So, damn, she can't give us a name, y'all. But okay, do you have a name for it? Even though you can't tell me, do you?
Okay, I'm going to tell you the name I think it's going to be. Okay, this is not like a for sure, but this is what I have been stuck on. I kind of want to call it multiplicity because it comes from every song. Again, so many different, it's mixed genres, mixed perspectives. There's no like cohesive, this whole album sound like how Villians is all kind of very much in its own realm. Yeah. That's not what this is. And then the second choice was decade, because this is actually a decade's worth of music that I am finishing. So this is like from music from the beginning of LadyDice until now. So what do you think? Decade or multiplicity? What do you think?
Oh, shit. That's a good one.
Maybe we'll let people answer in the comments what they think too. Because, yeah, those are my two. I've been going back and forth with those, so I'm pretty positive it'll be one of those two. See, decade is kind of hard, though, because it's like, what? Decade? Like, this is a decade's worth of shit. But then multiplicity, because it is. It's like, I look like I have multiple personalities on this bitch, because every song is different.
I'll probably go with
I mean, obviously different, but... Huh?
I would go with multiplicity. Only because...
That was the first one I was thinking. Yep.
Decade would probably be more of a personal thing to you because like you would know the meaning behind it.
But other people wouldn't.
Yeah, but everybody wouldn't necessarily know the meaning behind it.
You're right. You're right.
But yeah.
Got a Kane. Did you just name my album?
Hey, shit. I hope I did. I've been trying to put some stuff out there for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're right though. Yeah.
I could go with that. Yeah, I can see that.
All right.
Yeah. I think that would be a good one. Now, with your increasing popularity, what potential paths do you foresee for your music career in the coming years? So where do you see?
I want to get out of the country. I want to get out of the country. I'm pushing for Australia this next year sometime. I want to start, because the thing is I have fans everywhere. And it's not like I've hit everywhere in the US, but there's a different kind of love outside of the country too. It's just kind of different. Suga Boom Boom, I remember getting sent a video from Australia at their PBR bull riding, like their nationals that I don't know about bull riding. Clowns used Suga Boom Boom in the arena. So like someone sent me a video of like the clowns or anyway, and it was to Suga Boom Boom. And I'm just like, what the hell? I found out I had a song in a Hallmark movie. Didn't know about that. So like, it's just kind of crazy. So Suga Boom Boom is the story. DL Downer spent 10 years in prison, and it's the story of how he got there. He had a heroin addiction, and it shows what he went through. So in the song and in the video, because I wrote the treatment for the video, if you watch it, I actually am heroin. So I'm represented as a woman, But if you pay attention to the song, I'm actually the drug. So yeah, you'll have to go look at it and watch it. That song changed my life. So shout out to DL Downer for letting me be a part of it, because that song, I get recognized everywhere as Suga Boom Boom Girl. Like, it'll never die. I will be Suga Boom Boom Girl forever.
And now do y'all two still collaborate?
We don't collaborate. He's in California kind of doing his thing. He's been like racing cars and doing all sorts of stuff. We're still friends. He'll still send me music every once in a while, and like we'll give each other feedback. But it's just, and eventually I hope that we do like a comeback, even just a little reunion tour for Suga Boom Boom, because we have so many fans that would just die to see that. So I hope we do, but we get along. We just haven't collabed in a long time.
Okay. I can see y'all doing a remix for that song.
Yep. Well, that's what the video is the remix. So we did a song, just us singing it in a tattoo shop. And that's the one that went super duper duper viral.
No, when I mean remix, I'm talking about like a part 2.
I'm just ready. I mean, really, I'm just ready to.
Because then you could be meth. Or you could be fentanyl.
I did a fentanyl awareness song.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
check that out. I did it with 22 Jacks did it and featured me on it, I should say. Yeah, that was super intense. That video, I also wrote the treatment for that video, and that one is super sad. So fentanyl is killing everybody out here, guys.
You got that cinematic. You got that cinematic mind frame. That's why I know your videos are gonna be phenomenal. When you really start pumping them bitches out, I have a feeling they're gonna be phenomenal.
Yep. And for the brick by brick video, that yellow brick road, I made that. That is a 60-foot yellow brick road that we for real moved around the city.
I was gonna ask you about that. Like, is that what that was?
60 feet.
Damn.
And you drew every brick on there. Like, people don't know how much work I put into this stuff. So like, even at the show, we brought the yellow brick road to the show. I brought the mushrooms that we're using for the Alice in Wonderland video up onto the stage. I did all the visuals for my show. I do all my flyers. I do. It's a lot of work.
Damn. Well, from Gutter Kane and CIRV'N IT RAW to LadyDice, because you do so much, and I'm pretty sure not only your fans, but a lot of people will appreciate the work that you put into your craft and your art.
Thank you.
We want to give you your flowers. Okay. Oh, she got a pouty face. No, we want to give you your flowers. Like I said, not only for the things that you have accomplished, but the things that I know you're going to continue to do, and the art and the artistic freedom that you're going to put into your work. So I am excited to see where you continue to blossom and go.
Well, thank you. And I want to give you your flowers, because you're amazing. Honestly, like watching your interviews, you're so great, and you're so personable. And I really appreciate everything you're doing, and the fact that you reached out to me and care about anything that I have to say. I just really appreciate it.
Look, this is a safe space for you. So
thanks.
Anytime you want to do another interview, or keep us updated on your progress and everything that you're working on, we can always tap in and do another one and stuff like that.
Would love that.
Yeah. Like I said, we locked in and stuff. Like I said, I've been a fan of everything that Doc's been doing for a while. So to see what he's doing with VZ, you and his Frankie and stuff, and just kind of, I feel like Doc.
And that's this much of his day. Like, that is, okay, this much of his day. I don't know where the man gets the hours, the time, the energy. He is a superhuman. Yeah, I don't understand how he, I thought I worked hard. He's crazy. And he works for other people. Like, he works to help the community. He helps the youth. He helps try and push our music. I always say he's an angel human. He really is. He's a pain in the ass too, but an angel human.
Hey, y'all are a perfect circle.
We are.
Yeah, y'all are a perfect winning circle.
And it's Frankie. He's so talented. I got to hang out with him a little bit more this past show. Man, he's so talented. I'm just excited to see what we all do together.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up tapping in with Is Frankie. I'm waiting for him to kind of put out a little bit more material,
He's working on it too. Yep.
just so that
But his set was great. He's a great performer.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I talked to him through Facebook message. Like me and him, we chopped it up a few times, and like I said, I want to make sure that when me and him do an interview together, the listeners and the viewers can really have something to be like, okay, there's match the voice with his music, and stuff like that.
Absolutely. And that's why I'm like, until then, we'll just keep dropping seeds for him. So when it happens, because I definitely want to shout him out, but I do get what you're saying. He's going to go crazy as soon as he takes off running. I already know.
Already.
And his content is so different, and he has very heartfelt content.
Well, I
you can tell he loves his mama
more.
Huh?
I want to hear you and VZ more.
I know. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Yes, I just want to put that out there.
It's going to be so good, and just totally different vibes again. Like not anything like Lion's Den. They have one that's like way more hype, and then 2 like sexy ones. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun, and I just shout out to him too because he really does. He brings a completely different artist out of me. Not many artists intimidate me. He does, in the best way.
Oh, really? You also have merch as well, but
yeah.
But let people know how they can reach out to you, Instagram, and the merch that you have and everything.
Yes. So diceynt.com. You can go there, and the store is right there on it. You can follow me, LadyDice1790 on Instagram, LadyDice on Facebook, on YouTube, Spotify, all the shit. There's a lot of really cute merch stuff, and we're getting ready to drop some more specific to the music video that just dropped and all of that. So I'm really excited to share that stuff with you guys very, very soon.
All righty. Well, hey, thank you for taking the time to interview me, sit down with me, and chop it up. We would definitely do this again. I want to thank your fans, my own fans, if I have any.
You do. Oh, I'm your fan.
Oh, thank you. See? Boom. But I want to.
Yeah. Dude, the millennial hearts. Kids nowadays do some crazy shit like that.
I know. Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
have you seen this one? I guess my nails are long. That's supposed to be a little heart.
Oh, damn.
Apparently. That's what my kids told me. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I never seen that one for. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind.
Well,
though.
now you have.
Look at But hey, I want to thank the listeners and the viewers for checking us out today and tapping into the podcast that is so raw that you could practically OD. I want everybody to have a safe week.
Thank you, Gutta Kane. Thank you, CIRV'N IT RAW. It's been an honor. Can't wait till next time.
Yes, Lord. Peace. We're out of here.
Just make sure the coke fire. Told the jeweler cut some links and bring the gold higher.